right, Isaiah chapter 49, 1 to 21. Listen, O owls, unto isles, not owls, isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. El hath called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name. And he hath made my mouth like a short sword. In the shadow of him, of his hand, hath he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me, and said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. How will Yah be glorified? From his chosen people, Israel. Then I said, I have labored in vain, I have spent my strength for naught, and in vain, yet surely my judgment is with El, and my work with my Yah. And now, said Yah, that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of Yah, and my Elohim shall be my strength. And he said, It is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Israel, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Side note, so this whole thing, go teach the Gentiles is nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Paul the Gentile teacher. This ain't nothing new. Y'all been telling Hebrew Israelites to teach the Gentiles. That's why they Hebrew Israelites put in their position to go teach the Gentiles. You know, Paul is nothing new about teaching the Gentiles. Ain't nothing new about that. Thus, but they don't read the Old Testament, so they don't know none of this stuff. Y'all always been about teaching and respecting the Gentiles and bringing them to him. Thus said Yah, the Redeemer of Israel and his Holy One, to him whom man despiseth, to him whom the nations abhor, to a servant of rulers, kings shall see and arise, princes also shall worship, because of El, that is faithful, and the Holy One of Israel, and he shall choose thee, Israel. Thus saith Yah, in an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in a day of salvation have I helped thee, and I will preserve thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritage. And we see that he's talking about giving the covenant, and what's going to be the new covenant with Zion. Why is he giving all this law, statutes, and commandments to them? To help out the whole planet be healed, all nations to be healed, all nations to learn of him. That, verse 9, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, Go forth, to them that are in darkness, show yourself. So why is Zion so important? Because they're going to give light to the Gentiles. They're going to bring them out of darkness. So any Gentiles that are looking down upon Hebrew Israelites, you're doing it to your own destruction, because this is how Yah is bringing you to him. That's why I say, a lot of these people, these Gentile pastors preach the Bible, they don't know what they're talking about. An old Gentile pastor been preaching for 40, 50 years, and the church still full of sin, demons, unhealing, unhealth, no blessings. Verse 9, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, Go forth, to them that are in darkness, show yourselves. They shall feed in the ways, and their pastures shall be in all high places. They shall not hunger nor thirst, neither shall the heat nor sun smite them, for He that hath mercy on them shall lead them, even by the springs of water shall he guide them. And I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways shall be exalted. Behold, these shall come from far, and lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim. Sanam. Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains, for El hath comforted his people, and I will have mercy upon his afflicted. But Zion said, Yah has forsaken me, and Yah has forgotten me. And it's the same thing a lot of Gentiles say, Yah done with you. He forsook you. You done. You had your chance, baby. It's my deal now. I'm the new one on the block. No, that is not true. Not true. Can a woman see? Check how Yah is speaking about Israel. That people are saying that he has left and he don't deal with them no more. They had their chance. He said in verse 15, can a woman forget her sucking child? Can a woman forget a child that she bore for 9 months? Can a woman forget a child that she gave suck to on her breast? That she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? You see that right there? Yea, they may forget, yea, will I not forget. He say, I'm more compassionate than a mother. Behold, I have graven thee upon my palms of mine hand. Yah has said, Zion, I have graven you on my palms of mine hand. So why are people saying that he don't deal with Zion no more? He basically got a love mark of Zion on his hand. When he opened his hand, there it goes. Right there. That's right, Zion, my beloved. It's not anybody else. It's Zion. Thy walls are continually before me. Thy children shall make haste. Thy destroyers and they that made thee waste shall go forth of thee. Lift up thine eyes round about, and behold, all these gather themselves together, Hebrew Israelites, and come to thee. As I love, said Yah, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all, as with an ornament, and bid them on thee, as a bride doeth. For thy waste and thy desolate places, and the land of thy destruction, shall even now be too narrow by reason of the inhabitants, and they, the Gentiles. And it's not that Gentiles sin for when Yah put them in punishment. It's in Ezekiel. They forward the affliction. Yah said, hey, beat that one 2 times a day, and that's it. The Gentiles went overboard. He told me to beat you 200 times. That's where the problem went. It wasn't the problem that the heathens afflicted Zion, because that was of Yah. The problem is those Gentiles that forward the affliction. He told me to cut your hair off, and I'm gonna cut your head off. Big differences here. Verse 19, and they, the Gentiles, that swallowed thee up shall be far away. The children which thou shalt have after thou hast lost the other shall say again in thine ears, the place is too strait for me. Give place to me that I may dwell. Then shalt thou say in thine heart, who hath begotten me these? Seeing I have lost my children, and I am desolate, a captive, and removing to and fro. And who hath brought up these? Behold, I was left alone, these were had they been. And this was to 21 1, and now we're going to go to 25 to 26. But thus saith Yah, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with him that contend with thee, and I will save thy children Israel. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood, as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know that I am Yah, am thy Savior. Thy, who is thy? Israel is thy. Yah is Zion's Savior, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Who is Jacob? Israel, the forefather. Okay? So Yah is comforting Zion and say, hey, this is what's going to happen when I come back in the millennial reign. Now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 4, 1 to 3. Isaiah chapter 4, 1 to 3. Isaiah 14, Isaiah 14 and 3. Isaiah 4 is talking about 7 women will take hold. That's something else is going to happen in the millennial reign. 7 women will take hold of him. That's a fact. Because why? It's about that name. They have the protection of Yah. Alright, Isaiah chapter 14, 1 to 3. For Yah will have mercy on Jacob. Jacob is Israel. And will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers, the Gentiles, shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now these are not the typical Gentiles here. These are the Gentiles that have served Yah and seek Yah superbly. These aren't because there's 2 Gentiles in the Bible in the kingdom. There's the servant Gentiles that are in bondage because of their bad behavior, and then there's the Gentiles that are going to be servants in the kingdom. They're going to be like working at the White House. That's what it's going to be like. You got people working at the White House, and treated very well and all that. But these are Gentiles that serve Yah to the utmost. These are the creme la creme of the Gentiles right here. So they're going to cleave to Zion right here. These are not the ones that are going to be put into bondage right here. Not the bad Gentiles who have sinned and who got consequences. These are the Gentiles that seek Yah, and they're going to cleave to Jacob, Zion. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. Zion is going to take those Gentiles that cleave unto them and take them to New Jerusalem and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of El for servants and handmaids. Those Gentiles right here are going to be the creme of la creme of Gentiles who are servants and handmaids for the children of Israel. These aren't the same as the Gentiles who are being put into captivity for judgment reasons. These are different. And they shall take them captives. Now this is the other one. This is you gotta remember these marks. There's 2 little marks right there. Those 2 little dots. It's separate things. So they got one Gentile sect over here that are going to cleave to Zion, and then these are the Gentiles that are in trouble right here. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So the Gentiles that forward the affliction of the Hebrew Israelites, while Yah was punishing them, they took it too far. Those are the Gentiles who are going to be put in captivity. These are 2 sets of Gentiles in verse 2. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yah shall give thee rest, Zion rest, from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage, wherein thou was made to serve. Why was Zion made to serve hard bondage? Deuteronomy chapter 28, 15 to 68. All right. But that was a punishment. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, he cast them off," and that's it. That was just a punishment. He got Zion on his hand, man. It's a big deal. If y'all on your hand, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Okay. Isaiah chapter 60. So in the millennial reign, Zion will have servants. This is a biblical fact. It's gonna be again, it's gonna be like working at the White House. It's an honor to work at the White House. Not everybody can work at the White House. They deny a lot of applications at the White House. You know what I'm saying? And I don't hear nobody complaining about working at the White House until they get fired or something like that. When they're working at the White House, they enjoying it.
The last 2 weeks when they didn't get paid.
Well, you know, they gonna get paid though, you know. But you ain't got to worry about that with in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you talking about a whole different level. You talking about you gonna be in the presence of Yahusha. You gonna be hey man, I see him. You know, every week I see him. That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because all the nations are gonna be back into their own land. You know, there's only a chosen few of Gentiles that are gonna be working in Jerusalem. Now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 60. And going to read that whole chapter. So, this is all about Zion and the kingdom in the millennial reign, what they're going to experience. Isaiah, no, the whole chapter, 60 to 22. 60, there you go. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1 to 6, 22. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yah is risen upon thee. This is what's going to happen in millennial reign. The glory of Yah is going to reign on the remnant of Zion, the 1/3. Because remember, he going to kill the 2/3 first. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yah shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So his glory is going to be upon thee. And who is going to be the light to the world? Zion. Very important group of people right here. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light. Just like in Zechariah when they say 10 Gentiles will take hold of to him that is a Jew, because he knows the way. Verse 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they gathered themselves together. Yahusha is saying, hey man, look, the Gentiles are gathering to you. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear. Why will thine heart fear? You gotta look up this word. 5 and 2. It means swell with joy. So when it says thine heart shall fear, it's talking about, you ever seen something, somebody ever gave you something and you was so taken back? That's how it's going to be right there. They're going to get what they're about to get, and it's going to be like, for me, because you got to remember, you know, the Hebrews been living in the projects, welfare, you know, all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, Hebrew Israelites been punished. They've been punished very, very well, you know. So, and these are going to be the 1/3, so these aren't going to be proud Hebrew Israelites. These are going to be meek Hebrew Israelites. And thine heart shall swell with joy, quote unquote fear, and be enlarged, because why? The abundance of the sea, imagine the sea, we know the sea is big, shall be converted unto thee, Hebrew Israelites, the 1/3. The forces of the Gentiles, forces mean their substances, you know, the jewels, and all that stuff, they're going to bring it to you. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee, Hebrew Israelites. Why are they coming unto thee? because of the light that Yah has put upon Hebrew Israelites. The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dormers of Maiden and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come, they shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praise of El. All the flocks of Kendor shall be gathered together unto thee, Hebrew Israelites. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar. Because remember last night we read that Yah will accept the offer of the sacrifices of the Gentiles in the millennial reign, or in their life experiences. And I will glorify the house of my glory, which is Zion, Jerusalem. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves of their windows? Those are the Hebrew Israelites being returned. Some say these are airplanes, a vision of an airplane, Hebrews looking at the airplane. And Isaiah, you got to remember, Isaiah is way back in the day, and he got to write things down and try to translate the best he can. So he says, I seen a dove with windows. Some say that's an airplane, some of the nations are going to put the Hebrew Israelites on airplanes. Hey man, go back to your land. Yah wants you. Surely the owls shall wait for me, and the ships of Tashar. And another prophecy is they're going to be putting Hebrew Israelites on ships. Hey, y'all got to go back to your land. He's calling you. First, to bring thy sons from far. Why are their sons coming from far? Because he scattered them across the planet Earth. Their silver and their gold with them. So before they send a little Hebrew boy, hey man, put this in your pocket. Here's some gold, here's some silver. And their gold with them unto the name of El, thy Yah, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. Who hath he glorified? Hebrew Israelites. And the sons of the strangers, the Gentiles, shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, Zion, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee, Zion. Therefore thy gates shall be open continuously. What precept is that? That's in Revelation. He said the gates will not close, because there will be no night, because Elohim will be the light in Zion, and the gates will be open 24/7. They shall not be shut day or night, that man may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, meaning the Gentiles are going to be sacrificing at the temple. They're going to be bringing acceptable offerings unto Elohim, and that their kings may be bought. For the nations, and see, and this is where he's not joking about this, because a lot of people say, like I was saying like last night, some Gentiles are going to say, I'm not doing that. I ain't serving them. Some Gentiles are going to say that. For the nation, the Gentile nation, and kingdom that will not serve thee, Hebrew Israelites, shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So any nation, as it says in verse 12, any Gentile nation that does not give respect to the Hebrew Israelites, Yahusha is going to do away with them. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fair tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious. We just got some good wood right there. Got some oak, some red oak. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending knee. So these are talking about the Gentiles that forward the affliction, because they're going to see what happened to Zion. So they're going to come on bending knee, in respect, because they don't want no problems. The sons also of them that afflicted thee, Zion, shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of El, the Zion of Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellence, a joy of many generations. Look at that. A joy. Just because Zion is above the Gentiles, that don't mean the Gentiles are going to be mistreated. The scriptures say you're going to be a joy to many generations. I mean, you're going to have fun. There's this order, you know. A house cat can't go into a den of lions. That's not appropriate. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings, meaning their riches and stuff like that, their resources. They'll be nourished. Zion will be nourished by that stuff. And thou shalt know that I, El, am thy Savior, Zion, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thy extractors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. Why? Because Yahusha HaMashiach will be the light. But El shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy glory, thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for the El shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people, Hebrew Israelites, also shall be all righteous. Why is all the people going to be righteous? Because he's going to kill all the wicked when he come back. That's the first thing he's going to do. Thy shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of mine hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, meaning one man gonna have 1,000 children, and a small one a strong nation. So one of them gonna have so many children, it's gonna be like a nation. Man, how many children you got? Man, I got about 50,000. Cause you gotta think about it. All them Israelites that died gotta be replaced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's more than 100 million Hebrew Israelites on the planet Earth. So if he killed, like, you know what I'm saying, if there's just 100 and he killed 2/3, that's at least 70 million right there. They gotta be replaced. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yah, will hasten it in his time. And this goes with the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 4, when the scripture says, 7 women shall take hold of one man. How you going to have all these children? Because you're going to have multiple wives. You know? Isaiah 65, 17 to 25. Isaiah 65, 17 to 25. For behold, I create new heaven and new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. So clearly this is in the millennial reign. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create for. Behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, Hebrew Israelites, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, Jerusalem, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days. Nobody's gonna die, small or anything like that. Nor an old man that have not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. Now I know there's a thing to say everybody gonna have immortality. I can't wait. I'm not. I haven't read in the Bible where Gentiles get immortality. I've looked. I have not seen it. So I don't know if everybody get immortality here. I don't know. I don't know. Because he already gonna be killing people when he come back. You know what I'm saying? So. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure. I'm 100% sure on the immortality thing. That Gentiles get the immortality. Again, Zion, Hebrew Israelites get special things that Gentiles don't. So, like the only 144 are Hebrew Israelites. So I'm not 100% sure that everybody get immortality. I'm not sure about that. Have to do a little bit more studying upon that. Because just like right here it says, it's talking about dying. And it says, the wicked shall die 100 years old, shall be accursed. So, and just like with the precept we're talking about, when they don't come to the land for the Feast of Tabernacle, the scripture said they will have no rain for a year. If you're immortal, that's in the millennial reign. But if you have immortality, you ain't worried about drinking. What I need water for? The only people who need water is the mortals. So I don't know. It's more towards that Gentiles will not have immortality. They don't have a very good life. But because those Gentiles for that year that don't drink water, they're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who don't drink water for a year, you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I might do a study about the matter of immortality. Verse 21, and they shall build houses and inhabit them, talking about Hebrew Israelites, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, Hebrew Israelites, and mine elect, Hebrew Israelites, shall long enjoy the work of their hands. So, Hebrew Israelites going to be putting in some work too. You got to think about it too. They're going to be 144,000 judges. Hebrew Israelites is not going to be sitting down drinking tea and talking about, yes, get that, clean that over there. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says 6 days Yah worked. On the 7th day he rested. So in the millennial reign, even though Zion is going to be a blessed people and all this stuff, they still not going to be just sitting down being fat cats enjoying. They're going to be enjoying, but they're going to be working too, Verse 23, they shall not labor in vain. Right there, it says they shall not labor in vain. When you labor, that means you're working. You're doing something. Nor bring forth the trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed. Zion is the seed of the blessed, of El, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass before they call. It's talking about he left Zion. Right here, he's talking about the millennial reign. Before they call, I will answer them. How you gonna call Zion if he's done away with Zion? This is in the millennial reign right here, people. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock, and dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, said Yah. Okay, now we're going to go to Enoch, because it was speaking about children here. Because everybody love their children, you know what I'm saying? Even the devil care about children. And when Yah killed the watcher's children, that hurt their heart. Yeah, don't kill Bobby, please. Kill them bastards. Enoch 96, verse 4 to 5. My point in bringing that out, everybody care about their children. Even Satan care about Satan's children. That's why Yahusha said in Revelation chapter 3, I'm going to kill your children. Why is Yahusha going to kill Satan's children? Because Satan's children is something important to Satan. That's why Satan like to kill and destroy Yah's children. Why? Because children are a wonderful a thing.
Enoch 96, 1
Enoch chapter 96, verse 4 to 5. This is Enoch 96, 4 to 5. Just like it says in Isaiah, talking about your children, they should be blessed. In Enoch chapter 96, 4 to 5, this is talking about in the millennial reign, your children shall mount and rise as eagles, meaning your children are going to be great. And higher than the vultures will be your nest. So you're going to be sitting on high. It's going to be a blessed thing for the children of Israel, for their offspring. Now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 61, 9 to 10. Isaiah chapter 61, 9 to verse 10. This is talking about the children still right here, how blessed Zion's children will be. This is, so if you come from the seed line of Abraham, Jacob, if you come through the loins of a Hebrew Israelite man, you know what I'm saying, you got a blessing right there. And their seed, verse 9, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles. Hebrew Israelite seeds, children, shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them, all the Gentiles that see the Hebrew Israelite children, shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yah hath blessed. See right here, these Gentiles aren't full of pride. Hey, yeah, those are Yah people. It's always been like that. In the Old Testament, what? When they come into a town, to a nation, oh, who's coming? Yah's people, them blessed people, they coming. I will greatly rejoice in El, my soul shall be joyful in my Yah, for he hath clothed me with the garment of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels. Look at that. Talking about he left Zion. Man, y'all just stop the line, It's offensive to me. Talking about he left Zion. He talking about he wrote him on their hand, he's on his hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Alright, Revelations. Now we're going to, because we talked about yesterday about the fruit. Now we're going to get into this. Because only Zion gets to eat the fruit. The leaves are for the healing of the nations, for the Gentiles. But the fruit is only for Zion. And this is Revelation chapter 21, 1 to 3. We're going to elaborate on this a little bit more. Revelation chapter 21, 1 to 3. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And yes, there will be a new planet Earth too. This planet will be destroyed. That's the prophecy in Daniel. An asteroid will hit this planet and will be destroyed. Yahusha has a new planet that's coming. If you want to go into more further detail, that's why it says literally, new Earth is coming. This place is going to be desecrated. That's why wormwood in the scriptures say wormwood is coming. That asteroid y'all got out there just waiting to release on this planet. And it says when it hits this planet, it's going to knock it off. It's going to knock it off its exit. This axis. Yes, axis. So, and then it says the temperature is going to go up, and then that's going to be a horrible time for anybody who's left on the planet Earth, on the old planet Earth. And I saw a new heaven and new earth, for the first heaven and first earth were passed away. You can check that out in Daniel's. And there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from El out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Again, Nobody's going to heaven. New Jerusalem is coming down from heaven. You get to stay on planet Earth still. You're not going to heaven. Like, I know grandmother in heaven right now flying with the angels. No, she's not. Your grandfather's not in heaven. And I saw the new holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yah out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yah is with man. So, what is the tabernacle that they're going to come each year? They're going to go to New Jerusalem for the tabernacle. That's the tabernacle. Is with man, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. Hebrew Israelites, and Yah. Is this the, no, this, yeah, that's the right one. And Yah himself shall be with them and be their God, their power, their Yah, their might. Okay, now we'll go to Enoch 25, verse 5. So I'm just setting up for the fruit. So he's coming down, he's bringing the tree of life with him and all this stuff, you know, because the tree of life is going to be in New Jerusalem that's coming down. So the tree of life, some people be like, oh, the tree of life, it's somewhere on the tree of life is not on the planet Earth. The tree of life is going to be in Jerusalem. New Jerusalem is in heaven right now. He ain't going to leave the tree of life here for somebody to be. No, that's in heaven.
That's why I left it forward.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of people like, oh, we're trying to find the Garden of Eden. It's not here. It's not here. It's going to come down. All right, this is Enoch 25 in verse 5. Enoch chapter 25, verse 5. It shall be, again, this is the millennial reign. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy, the Hebrew Israelites. Its fruit shall be food for the elect. Who are the elect? The Hebrew Israelites. It shall be taken to the holy place, to the temple of Yah, the eternal King. What will be his temple? New Jerusalem. Now, go to Revelation, back to Revelation, and we're going to go to verse 22, 1 to 3. Revelation chapter 22, 1 to 3. So, New Jerusalem is coming down. The book of Enoch is telling us that the fruit of this tree is only for the elect, the Hebrew Israelites. And let's see how this goes. 22, 1 to 3. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yah and of the Lamb, Yahusha HaMashiach, in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits. Who eat the fruits? The Hebrew Israelites, not the Gentiles. The Gentiles have the leaves for healing, but the Hebrew Israelites eat the fruit. Man, I wonder what type of fruit man gonna have. Man, you'll eat that, man, be flying and all types of stuff, teleport. Yeah, and I'm gonna do that later. But Hebrew Israelites will be given power too, teleportation, super strength, all that. Just like when old dude got teleported. You remember what was Philip or somebody got teleported? You know, Hebrew Israelites will be the strength of Samson, the speed, and all that. That's all that's coming to the elect. That's why the scriptures say, "Ye are gods." Yahusha wasn't playing when he said, does not the scripture say that you are gods? Because our Father in heaven is the mighty El. His angels have superpowers. Don't you think his anointed, chosen seed line might have superpowers like Samson and everybody else? Which bear 12 manner of fruit, which are going to be for the Hebrew Israelites, and yield her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. The nations are going to, the Gentiles are going to be healed by the leaves, and there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Yah and of the Lamb, Yahusha HaMashiach, shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. Okay, now we're going to go to Zechariah chapter 8, verse 21. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 21. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23, verse 23. Thus said Yah of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, the Gentiles, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, a Hebrew Israelite, saying, we will go with you, Hebrew Israelite, for we, Gentiles, have heard that Yah is with you, Hebrew Israelites. So this is one thing that about the laborers, one thing going to be Zion's job in the new millennium. One of the jobs is still to be a light unto the Gentiles. It's never going to stop, because the purpose of the Hebrew Israelites, one purpose, is to bring the Gentiles to the light of Yah. And best believe there's going to be a lot of business, because a lot of people are misteaching the Gentiles right now. Horrible. They even teaching that the Gentiles are the bride of Christ. Just out of madness, man. This is madness. Proverbs 29 and 2. Proverbs 29 and 2. Proverbs chapter 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, this is what's going to happen in the millennial reign, the people rejoice. So, the Gentiles and everybody is going to rejoice. Yahusha HaMashiach, Yah, they're going to rejoice. It's going to be a blessed time. The wicked will no longer be in rulership. But later on going to say, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourning. So there will be no more mourning, no more crying, no more none of that. The Gentiles will be blessed, but right now we're talking about the Hebrew Israelites, and these are the group of people that will be in rulership. It's going to be Yah, Yahusha, and the Hebrew Israelites. Now we're going to go to Revelations chapter 2, verse 26 to 27. Revelation chapter 2, verse 26 to 27. Now, again, yes, Hebrew Israelites will bear rule over Gentiles. That's how Yahusha, that's how Yah has set it up. Is Hebrew Israelites are supposed to rule the planet, and because it hasn't been for so long, it's a shocking thing to some Gentiles. Heck, it's even a shocking thing to some lost Hebrew Israelites. What you talking about? I'm gonna be rulers over people. Oh, that sounds like the devil. It's all King David. King David had servants of other nations. He had whole nations in servitude. This is nothing new. It's just haven't happened for so long because Hebrew Israelites have been on timeout for a long time. So it's not common no more. Like, you telling me Leroy gonna rule over me? Yes, Leroy's gonna rule over you. You know what I'm saying? But like the scripture say in Proverbs 29, when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. So it's going to be a rejoice time. But it's going to be in order. Revelation chapter 2, verse 26 to 27. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. This is talking to Hebrew Israelites having power over the nations. I would love to see how, because some Gentiles be like, oh, we all going to be made Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so what does this mean then? If you're a Hebrew Israelite and everybody a Hebrew Israelite, what nation are you going to rule over? You see what I'm saying? You don't lose your nationality. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Talking about Hebrew Israelites, because why? They too are going to have dominionship. As the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to sheaves, even as I received of my Father. And some people would say, Well, the person who has the rod of iron, that's talking about Yahusha HaMashiach. Who's talking here? Yahusha HaMashiach. He's talking to somebody. Yahusha HaMashiach already know he got the rod of iron, and he know his judges to have a rod of iron. Now we're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 47, verse 1, and verse 21 to 23. So the Hebrew Israelites are going to bear rule over the nations under Yahusha HaMashiach. Ezekiel chapter 47, verse 1, verse 21 to 23. Verse 1. 47 verse 1. Afterwards he brought me again unto a door of the house, and behold, waters is issued out from under the threshold of the house eastward, for the forefront of the house stood toward the east, and the waters came down from the right side of the house at the south side of the altar. This is talking about what he's seeing, that New Jerusalem, the tree of life. He's seeing the prophecy in Revelations when it's talking about the rivers. The rivers went into New Jerusalem. So this is just to keep in your mind. This is talking about the millennial reign. This ain't talking about something that already happened. This is talking about future things. Now we're going to go to verse 21 to 23. And it shall come to pass that ye shall divide it by lot for an inheritance, talking about the land, unto you, Hebrew Israelites, and to the strangers that should join among you. Remember, we was reading in Isaiah chapter 14, there's going to be two sets of Gentiles. The Gentiles that do Yah's will, and they're going to cleave to Zion. And then there's the other Gentiles that are in punishment for their behavior while they had a rule, you know. The strangers that should join among you, which shall beget children among you, they shall be unto you as a born in the country among the children of Israel. They shall have inheritance with you. So when your children are born in Jerusalem for the Gentiles, they are going to be given a particular inheritance from each tribe, whatever tribe that they cleave to. They shall have inheritance with you among the tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass that in that tribe, the stranger, because each Gentile, they get to pick what tribe I'm going to go and be a servant in the house of Gad. I'm going to be a servant in the house of Judah. I'm going to be a servant in the house of Levi, Benjamin, Naphtali, etc., etc. Whatever house they choose to be a part of. I'm sure Judah will be popular though. The stranger should join it. There shall ye give him his inheritance, saith Yah. So what is the reward for the Gentile that cleave unto the 12 tribes of Israel? They will take part in inheritance of the Hebrew Israelites. And this is a law. This is not negotiable. So, you know, again, this is talk about like the Gentiles will be treated very well by the Hebrew Israelites that do Yah will. Now we're going to go to Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me. This is Yah posing a question. He say, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. The Hebrew Israelites will inherit the Gentiles. It's an inheritance. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So yes, Zion will have the inheritance of the Gentiles, and we will have dominionship. Hebrew Israelites will have dominionship over the planet Earth. It's the gift from Yah. Now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 54, 1 to 8. Isaiah 54, 1 to 8. Man, if I ever hear somebody talking about they gonna go to heaven after in the millennial reign, man, I'm just gonna throw the whole Bible at it. Brother, shut up, just be quiet. You don't have no idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about, man. No idea. Isaiah 54, verse 1 to 8. Isaiah 54, 1 to 8. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear, break forth into singing, and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, said Yah. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtain of thine habitation. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stacks. For thou shalt break forth on the right and on the left, and thy seed, Hebrew Israelite, shall inherit the Gentiles. Here we go again. Gentiles will be treated well, but they will be an inheritance of the Hebrew Israelites. And you gotta think about this. You read the Old Testament, it says when Gentiles would be servants for Hebrew Israelites for a certain amount of time, they were treated so good that some of them would go before the judges and say, "Hey, I want to be his lifelong servant," and they would pierce his ear as a mark to show that they're telling the truth. This is a willful thing. Nobody forced you to do this. So just because you're somebody's servant does not mean you're going to be treated very well. If you're reading the Old Testament, Hebrew Israelites know how to treat people well.
They won't be treated bad.
Oh no, they won't be treated bad. You got to remember, all the wicked Hebrew Israelites got killed when Yahusha HaMashiach came. Because best believe, there's some Hebrew Israelites, they won't payback, man. Ain't gonna be no mercy, So Yahusha HaMashiach gonna kill them, you know what I'm saying? And he gonna kill all the wicked Gentiles, who don't want to get in line. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand, on the left hand, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, Zion, neither thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any more. Because why the widowhood? Because of all the issues and the curses and stuff. For thy maker is thine husband, the El of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The Yah of whole earth, the whole earth shall he be called. For El hath called thee as a woman forsaken. Man, look at that, boy. And a lot of people make sure she can say, "Y'all don't love you. He don't love you no more. He love me now. Me now." Man, you gotta your mind, boy. You better check yourself. For Yah hath called thee as a woman forsaken, and giveth breathed in spirit, and as a wife of youth, when thou was refused, saith Yah. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercy will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, Zion, saith Yah, thy Redeemer. So Zion is going back to Yah, and just like when a king has a queen, he gives her very delectable things, servants, handmaids, etc., etc. That's what he's going to do with Zion, jewels and all that. Okay.